The Body Fit Method was first introduced to me in around 2007. I was almost completely disabled with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, and other unnamed autoimmune disorders. I walked with a cane. I had a handicapped sticker on my car. When I came to the training, I first read about it, and it said, for women of all fitness levels. And I thought, well, I'm a woman of an all fitness level. My name is Laura Faulkner. I have a doctorate in research psychology. I'm a senior leader in technology, and I help make difficult technology easy to use. Went seeking, wondering, not with a lot of hope about what I would come out with, but willing to experience it. And at the beginning of the course, everybody else was walking this big 2-mile trail, and I could only walk the 150-yard handicap trail with a cane and a nurse. And everything that was happening in my body was so weighting down that I couldn't move very easily. And during that time, looking at the patterns that were being handed down from generation to generation, the things I had learned, and that the only way to rest and to have your own space and to be yourself was to be sick. And it wasn't that I was like pretending to be sick. It was in my tissues. It was diagnosed. It was being treated medically. And as the week, I began to leave that in the ground. And I could do yoga like laying on the floor a lot of times, just being present with my eyes. So the yoga also began to work on my body and my spirit. And so there was that emotional, mental work, there was the body work, and then there was the connection to nature and the hike every morning. Even if I could only do the small hike, I was still there and part of it. And then there was the breathing every morning, and the putting your feet under you. None of it would have worked by itself. It was the fact that all of it was integrated and together. And the final really huge opening healing for me was that by the time we got to the sweat lodge in the middle of it, I intentionally placed myself at the most difficult place in the lodge. And Sierra even asked me, she said, Laura, you cannot get out from there. It is the hottest place in the lodge. And I said, I'm ready. Because everything that had happened up to that moment, everything she'd given up to that moment, had me ready. And I went into that lodge. And by the time we got to the third round, which is the most intense round, it's the round attached to the body, I sat up in the heat. And it was so intense, and it was so hard on me. And I heard a voice say, Laura, you can sit up and continue to gut it out and burn it out of you. Or you can lay your belly down on me, the Mother Earth, and let me heal you. And I laid on the earth, and I felt a vapor begin to draw out of my solar plexus about 3 feet into the ground. And like a reverse smoke, it just kept drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing. And when I left the lodge, I was wholly upright and had my energy under me. I was able to do even more of the yoga and the exercises and everything. And that Friday, this is from Monday to Friday, I entered the 2-mile trail by myself with the cane in my hand held aloft, and I walked the entire trail alone. When I came up, it just happened to be at an exit where there was a chapel, and I left the stick on an altar by the chapel, and I've never picked it up again.